Okay, now we're back. Good evening there. As you can see, I have, since we're starting our second half now from the first, I have dyed the dog collar with Phoebe's black oil dye. So, looks really nice, rich black. It always sits with their oil dye. So now that it has dried good, we're gonna clean the surface here with Phoebe's brand Carnauba cream. Okay, I just gotta get my other glove on here. Okay, and I always say this because it's so important. Okay, this leather here we tool with is veg tan leather. This piece of sheepskin is tanned the same way. That's why the color it is like it is. And this is used, of course, to go under saddles. And that's the reason it's natural. It's not chrome-based chemicals. So it has a firmer, solid back. It doesn't want to curl up when you're trying to clean it. So it's very firm and it holds its shape as you scrub and clean the leather. So what we're going to do then is we're going to start out and we're going to clean the surface here with the Carnauba cream, Phoebe's Carnauba cream. And there again, you can see it doesn't take a whole lot. I'm going to take that and basically kind of wipe it over the whole surface, that half. Okay, it's on there. So now I'm going to apply the pressure and scrub as best you can in a circular motion because Carnauba has the natural oils, okay? So as we're cleaning and scrubbing the surface, Carnauba is a natural oil. So when you dye with an alcohol base or oxol like that's in oil dye, you take a little bit of oils from the leather. So it's important to put that back into it as you do it. And that's what Carnauba cream is all about, is you're applying natural oil back down into the leather. And so there's what we got off one half of it right there. So I'm going to turn that around and we'll clean the other half. This end here is going to be the buckle end, by the way, just so you know. There again, very hard circular motion. And a little bit here right in the center because the edges are pretty messed up with pigment. Okay, so it's been dyed. Now it's been cleaned with Carnauba cream. Not sure on the lighting here, but I'm hoping you can see that all right. So now we're going to let that dry just for a moment. Okay. So there again, we're pre-recording this. So over time here, we're going to put a little post up during the time of this tooling I did and the dyeing of this dog collar. If you have any questions whatsoever about the tooling, dyeing, and the cleaning and finishing of this, don't hesitate to post a question or a comment, and then we can get with you later on this and give you the proper information. So it lays flat. I'm just under here like this, getting that to lay nice and flat. So it's gonna let the rag slide. We're gonna do a little bit of speed dyeing today. And as you can see, it's kind of dull, the surface, which is normal because that's your thin layer of wax that's on there from the Carnauba. So now you're going to take a piece of sheepskin that's chrome tanned. It's very, very soft, very pliable. And you're going to gently buff the leather really fast, but very light. And what it does is it builds a beautiful luster, nice finish, nice and slick, which needs to be really, really important for us with our next step. So you can see the finish there, how that looks. Okay, so what we're going to do, being this is for a girly dog, let's say, Lolly, of course, what we're going to do is lavender is a very pretty color, and amethyst is one of the names too that they use, and that's folk art. I don't know if you can read that. We're doing our best here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this in just as if we're using antiquing. Okay. And at this time, my fan is running, so I'm going to shut my ceiling fan off here. Because that will work against you. You want it to not set up really fast. So it's very important to have everything prepped and ready. This is about 10 seconds worth of time to get it put down in there, and you put it on a little on the heavy side, so it takes longer to set, which gives you more time to grab the rag and come down and get the excess off. And you have to move very quickly when you do this. So, and there again, we're going to dampen this with like a warm water. We're going to pat it so it's really flat. So when it comes down, it's going to glide right off the top. It's only going to pick up what's on the surface of the leather. So that's why it's so important when you go to do your stamping, your tooling, that you have good deep impressions so it holds a finish, whether you're doing antiquing or this technique I've done for quite some time. So what we're going to do here, we'll get the rag a little on the damp side. Okay, so it's nice, smooth, and flat. So it's ready to go. So you want to be ready to go here. Quite a bit of stuff to do right in there, all the lettering. And then we're going to come down in here. Just like that. You're going to rub that in, just like you do antiquing. Okay, it's already starting to set up down here. I'm bringing the excess back to here, and down we go. So you can see what I have there. I'm going to now come back, wet this again, get to lay flat. And you got to keep moving. So we got probably 95% of it off the surface, which is sweet. You're in control of course, at that time. So it's starting to set a little bit. So I'm going to wet it one more time, get that rag to lay flat for me. And you're going to go down it. And of course, the little paw print there for Lolly. So that's pretty much it there. We're going to go over it one more time just for fun. I mean, there's very, very little there. It's more around the name. So there we go. Now we're ready to rock there. Okay, so now what you do so your stitching turns out beautiful, you get yourself a modeling tool, and you're going to carefully go right down in that groove line and pull the excess out of there, because you don't want that in there, because then that's going to take away the view of your beautiful stitching. So I think you can see that all right. So before it sets up too far, get in there with your modeling tool, pull that out, wipe it off on your damp rag. Always have that rag handy to go. So we're nearing the end. So what will happen is there's a little excess probably that's going to be raised up on the surface that I say it's blossomed because of this traveling in the groove line. It shoves a little bit up on the surface. So we're going to have to go back and grab that with the rag, the damp rag. If you didn't do this, of course, then you're not going to see any of your stitching, which that's not going to look good, of course. Come around the turn careful. See right there. It's easy to slip off. So I'm going to just gently come in on the edge lightly here. Pick up the excess. Get it to lay flat and start. There we go. So I see one spot right here that wanted to, there we go. So there we are. We pretty much finished. I mean, of course, there's going to be some on the edge there, which you'll be able to wipe off, of course, later. And what you do from there, you can use Angelus Antique, Angelus Edge Coat, something that covers up any purple you're seeing through there, or lilac. And actually, it's made by Folk Art, and the number on it, let's see, is 654, I believe, 654 amethyst. Yes. So that's the number of it. So anyways, I'll get this finished up sometime next week, and I'll have the buckle D-ring. It's going to be lined and stitched, and it'll be ready for you to view. So I hope everybody had a good time and enjoyed the class, and you have a great week.